Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Tuesday, August the 9th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. I share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to join our room. It is a free room, no strings attached. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, you can use this link, and you will see a promo code there. And as I've said many times in our room, it'll basically cost you about $5 a day to take everything that Trade Ideas has to offer. All right, well, another incredibly exciting day in the room. ENDP basically was personally for me was my trade for the day. ENDP, we identified this in the pre-market. The pink here is pre-market. This is yesterday, the post-market action. This is an earnings play. Get this down here. It was an earnings play, release earnings after the market closed yesterday. And so you can see, good excitement here. And then, so when we woke up this morning, saw this, but more importantly, this is what we really saw. Look at the daily chart. I'm going to back it out a bit. Look at the daily chart here. This is exactly what we like to see. All this, it had probably this is an earnings back here or some news release got really hit hard. And, has been up and down, consolidation, and all of a sudden earnings yesterday, and boom. So it took out 20. I mean, never mind taking out all this, but it also took out that important psychological number of 20. So when I saw that, that became really my focus for the day. And I entered the trade right here at, what was the price? At 2078. 2078 right here. And you know what? I sold some out at, it broke over 21. I sold some at 2108. I sold some for over $1 at 21.29. I sold some at 21.82. I sold some at 22.92. I mean, all over this place. Just was a fantastic trade for a lot of us in the trading room. And as I say many times, it's really worth it to come into the trading room at about 8:45, because that's when we do talk about some of the setups that might work during, once the market opens. And this certainly was one of them. So that was my first trade. The second one worked out extremely well also. Second here. The second one worked out very well also, and this was CC, and this was from Holly. Now, interestingly enough, here are the Holly trades for today. Only three. We only had four strategies that were optimized for today that met the optimization criteria. And it was a very, very slow day for Holly, which is just sort of telling us that statistically, remember now, we start off with 45 strategies. Statistically, this was not going to be necessarily a great day to trade. That doesn't mean, obviously, you made good money in ENDP and a couple of other things, but statistically, for Holly, the odds were not on our side. So that's the reason why there have only been three alerts today. But one of them, CC, turned out to be a really nice alert. Let me just click on CC. And here, gotta find my mouse. Here we go. So let me just get rid of this trade. Here's where it alerted 10:11. Now, notice what happened here. Looks a little bit different. I'm going to put on the 5-minute. And you see how it kind of whipped around a little bit here, all these tails, topping tails, bottoming tails. So what Holly did was she decided it was a little too whippy, so took only a little profit of 8 cents. Now, that means that, the entry was at 10:11, so 8 cents means that she got out at 10:19. Right, right in this area here as it was whipping around. But I was watching this and I thought, if this can get back up to a certain level, I would be interested in it. Now, one of the things that was bothering me, though, was looking at the daily chart. I was looking at, this area here. Sorry, a little further out here. Yeah, actually, it was this area here. I thought, you know what, we might get some resistance here. And is that right? Let me see here. Yeah, thought it was a little further up to be honest with you, but at any rate, I was a little worried about the resistance on the daily chart. But once it back to the time frame here, expand it just a little bit. But once it broke up, here's that big bottoming tail, and once it broke out again, I decided, I was going to take the trade. And I took the trade at 10:33, and look what happened very, very quickly too. It just really surged up. I was able to get out some at, let's see, at 10:40. Took some out at 10:40 early, just in case. That's what I was worried about. That 10:40, I thought maybe there would be some resistance there. So I wanted to get out some in case it just pulled right back like it did here. So I sold some at 10:40, and then I sold the balance at, didn't quite get this big spike up here, but I sold the balance at 10:59 and 10:60. But it turned out to be a really, really nice trade. Now the other one was SIEN. Now this was, I would call this a more fortunate trade. Again, I like the fact that this was over the whole number, 8. The alert was right at 8:10. I did not get into the trade until 8:16, right about there. But look what happened. This was, if I get onto a 5-minute chart, you're going to see, and this is a 5-minute candle. This happened so quickly. I literally got into the trade at 8:16, and it exploded up to 8:40. I was able to get out some at 8:35, and then it came right back down, and I basically got out at 8:16. So I mean, was it a wonderful trade? In terms of time, it was fantastic because I think I only held that the first part when I got out. I think it only took about, I don't know, 15 to 30 seconds, and it had this big pop. So, but the other reason I liked it, I think if I look at the daily chart, it's the same sort of thing. It had this, it had room till about 8:65. So that's one of the other reasons why I kind of liked it. I looked at the daily and I thought, okay, it has room to 8:65. So it was worth the risk at 8:16 to get into it, and it really turned out well. Now, I did have, I actually took an early trade, something I don't often do. I did take an early trade in MCP, and it did not turn out very well. Um, I don't normally take the more expensive ones early. I don't mind taking the low floaters because they tend to, if they're going to rip really early and then maybe settle in or settle back. This one though, I decided to take it. It looked pretty strong, and you see, it came right out of the gate here, and I ended up taking the trade at 61.52, right about here. I think it was actually on the pullback, and then it just collapsed right after that. And so I took about a 50-cent loss on that one, or not quite 50-cent loss. I got out just above 61, but nonetheless, that really I don't like taking the more expensive ones right off the bat because I just find they can be a little too whippy. And I should have known better, but anyway, that almost didn't set the tone well for the day. But the ENDP, and I didn't take a lot. The reason I didn't is because I was anticipating some whip. I wasn't anticipating necessarily it quite this devastating, but nonetheless, I didn't take that many, so it didn't hurt me too much dollar-wise. But psychologically, I really don't like doing it, and I'm not 100% sure why I did it. Anyway, that is it. I mean, I want to do say one thing. In fact, too bad I almost sold out of this. I am in this one. This is not going to be a swing trade. I am in it right here at 213. Notice that it popped up while I was doing the video, and then it has come back down again. I may get out if it comes back down through 205. However, it does have earnings in a couple of days, so there's no way I will hold this. That's definitely a no-no. Not going to hold through earnings. And the other one I'm in, got in early. Probably should have scalped some out. Got in at 210 live. Was watching this one from yesterday as it held, and it held too. And again, this has earnings in 4 days, so I'm a little. Maybe I'll hold this overnight. I'm not 100% sure though. Anyway, want to get back to the room. So just a really terrific day. I mean, the ENDP trade, the CC trade, and the quick SIEN trade really definitely overcame that initial MCHP trade. So definitely a good day in the room. So I want to get back to the room and start trading, see what's happening. So again, here's how to get in. This is the address to get into the room. Come on. Little lag. Here you go. The address, and it is a free room, truly, no strings attached. Yes, I'll put links in. Obviously, we'd like to think at some point you should want to be able to do all this on your own. Be part of the room, but also contribute and do it on your own. And so at some point, we'd love to see you take out a subscription. But again, there's no, all I do is about 4 times a day. I put some links in. We have webinars 4 times a week. We really try to help people understand how to use the program. And of course, the fact that we have this live trading room 6 days, 5 days a week, 9 to 4, and I share my screen. We try to give you really, really great support. So that's it. Thanks for listening. And I do open the room at about 8:45. And I'm live on the mic between 9 and 4. And I say that 8:45 because if you really should come in, if you're looking to set up some trades for the day, like the ENDP. We didn't know it was going to work like it did, but we try to identify some symbols, some stocks that might have some good potential during the day. So that's why it's a good idea to come in 8:45, and that's what we discuss. All right, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.